let's pull this up from the New York Post. Badly understaffed park police assaulted by mob of thousands pelted with poop at pro-Hamas riot in D.C. Union Chief. Vote for Kamala if you want people throwing poop at cops.
That is horrifyingly disgusting.
They had to, they like
What about
deputized
E.
all the New
coli?
York cops. I mean, it's so fun that this battle between foreign nations is playing out on American soil. Really love that for us.
This is what the left does. Meanwhile, they're saying that there's one video I watched where a guy's like, what do you think happens if Trump wins, or do you want Trump to win? The lady's like, well, if Biden wins, the Proud Boys are going to come out and start shooting people. And he's like, the Proud Boys? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, do you think that all of these people are Proud Boys? She's like, no, but they'll come out. The left is doing it right now. They've been doing it for years. There's not a Proud Boy in sight.
There's not. I talked to Tommy Tuberville yesterday, who's my Alabama U.S. Senator, former football coach, and his Capitol office faces the direction of Union Station. And they texted me a picture of these Palestinian flags being raised, and you can see it from Capitol Hill. Sitting in the U.S. Capitol as a sitting United States Senator, watching the Palestinian flags being raised, and they could do nothing about it. That's so sad.
But it's not an act of terror.
It's not. No, not at all.
But I mean, in Congress itself, what was it, last year or the year before, you had Nancy Pelosi and Kamala Harris raising the Ukrainian flag in Congress.
But we're not occupied. It's not a hostile
Not at all.
takeover.
No.
Don't question anything, Libby.
Did you see how Zelensky was like, I'd be very happy to work with Trump.
I know.
And we should probably look for some peace. Yeah, let's do that.
Peace for sure.
Real
he says
quick.
Now.
Yeah.
And Netanyahu's going to go down and meet with Trump. I mean, we've also had world leaders from across the world already lining up to meet with Trump. I mean, Viktor Orban met with him. This is
Polish president.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they're looking at it. There is clearly someone who the world is like, maybe you guys should put him in because things seem to be not great for you the way it is.
Actual grown-ups in charge instead of ones who are letting their brains drip out their ears.
Well, picture from Netanyahu's perspective. I don't know how far the trip is from Israel, but it's quite a long trip. Made it all the way here. He gets here and he landed yesterday morning. Nobody greeted him at the airport. Nobody greeted him at Joint Base Andrews. Not Kamala, not Biden. Neither wanted to be seen. Biden
They
was
didn't
in the
even
basement
send
somewhere.
like Carter or the Maryland guy who's retiring.
Exactly.
In the chair.
Nothing at all. No, he gets here and they asked in a press conference yesterday, oh, what are your plans while you're here? And then he said, we'll see. We're going to go speak to Congress or that type of thing. Are you meeting with President Biden? We're waiting to hear back from his team. You flew all the way across the country, and the leader of the alleged leader of the free world won't even give you a yes or no on if you're meeting or not.
Well, they're terrified. I mean, Biden and Kamala are both terrified of the far left.
They are.
That's why you have, that's why what's going to sort of be interesting this fall leading up to the election is Kamala's going to be outspoken against Israel, and Biden's going to be like, we back Israel.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
No, today she was saying that she raised money for Israel as a child. I think she's going to...
She also was backing Gaza, though. She's like,
she's
we
gonna
also
be-
She said,
have
we
to
hear
be
you,
careful
we'll
of
listen to you.
She's going to follow the Biden legacy of trying to be on every side of this issue and failing miserably. Yes. I mean, that's really what this is. I mean, they put her husband in charge of the White House anti-Semitism task force. Her stepdaughter is raising money,
and he
in
was
favor
talking
of
to donors the other day on some kind of Zoom call.
Right,
This is why
They're
they
gonna
hate
posture
social
on
media.
so intensely on this issue.
They used to be able to show up to a rally in, let's say they go to New York, and there's a bunch of people, and Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton, let's hit the 90s, Bill Clinton will be like, we're going to have no more war. And they go, I'm going to bring all our troops out of the Middle East. Desert Storm was a bad idea. I don't know what year that was. I don't know. But you're the point. They're going to say, we're not going to have these wars. And then people are going to be like, yay. Then he's going to march down to a district that's mostly funded by military contractors. And they say, we're going to make sure we defend America's interests overseas and not abandon our men. Nowadays, you can't do it.
Remember Kamala constantly changed her accents a while back? When she went down to Louisiana, she had a southern
She's still
accent.
doing it.
She still does that. That's going to be her on policy positions now.
Hillary
She's
did
going to
it.
go to
They're just
one
going to
group.
call it code switching.
They are.
Right.
Yes.
AOC did it.
Yeah.
And if you
absolutely.
complain about it, you're racist.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Code
because we attacked the stutter.
Code
Remember,
switching.
now
That's what they call it.
Yeah, you remember code switching? It was it was a whole thing when microaggressions started being a thing that was like the new kind of racism. So code switching was the thing that people of color do when they're around their own people of color. And they talk like each other, and then they code switch when they're around white people because those nasty white people, you can't just be yourself around the nasty white people.
I mean, that's like...
But that's literally...
Everyone does it in Chicago.
Everyone does it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, do you talk the same way with your family when you get home at the end of the day as you do to like your colleagues?
Right.
No, at work you talk like this. And then you get home and you're like, oh my God, it was terrible at work today, blah, whatever.